What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. Welcome to Afternoon Delight. So, we got some information here. Been doing some research before I got on the mic with y'all, man. Looking into this old Sammy Guevara and Andrade El Idolo backstage fight that happened the night earlier on Dynamite, and it was a backstage fight, and it's the second fight for Sammy Guevara in the last couple of months. So we had Eddie Kingston get into a fight with Sammy Guevara. Now we have Andre El Idolo. So it makes you think like, is this kid a problem backstage or whatever? Sammy Guevara, he might be. So apparently the origin from this came from an interview that Andrade did, talking about the lucha scene and stuff like that. And it was something that happened in a match with them early in the year where I think Andrade hit him pretty hard in the face or whatever like that. And one of the things that Andrade talked about was how, hard hitting, they are in the lucha scene, lucha pro wrestling. And anybody who's more familiar with lucha libre wrestling, they know it's very hard hitting physical action, very hard hitting. And Andrade has not really pulled back on that style of wrestling, here in AEW. And it looks like Sammy probably had a little bit of a problem with that in a match. And so let me go over the tweet that Sammy Guevara tweeted out. So he said, so when he found out about the interview, I guess heard about that, and he was mentioning it, and I think Sammy made it seem like maybe Andrade didn't talk to him about it, whatever. But like, this is what he basically said. He said, "You didn't say shit to me, you liar. But here's some truth, you ungrateful prick. You would be jobless if it wasn't for your dad-in-law." And y'all know his dad. Y'all know who his dad-in-law is, right, guys? I mean, just in case you don't, probably about 90% of you do, but for the 10% that don't, his dad-in-law is Ric Flair because his wife is Charlotte Flair from the WWE. So Sammy kind of came off with his tweets making it seem like Andrade only got in the position he's in because of who his father-in-law is, who is Ric Flair. And we all know that's not the truth, but that's kind of the narrative that Sammy was playing because he was so heated with Andrade about this whole issue. So he said, "Are you really mad at me or mad at yourself for failing to get over for a second time? Just go back to the WWE like we all know you want to do and fuck off." So y'all also probably, I don't know how many of y'all know, but like he's also been in rumors lately, Andrade El Idolo, about going to the WWE because his boy is Triple H, Paul Levesque. And a lot of people think that that's the perfect situation for him. His wife works there as well. There's been a narrative in AEW that the guys who want to leave AEW have spouses or whatever, or partners or whatever in the WWE, or have a really good connection with Triple H or whatever right now. So that's kind of been a narrative, and I don't know if that's some type of narrative that's playing out backstage, that's the reason why he wants to go. So I thought that was a very interesting thing that Sammy Guevara was saying there. But let's get over to his response, Andrade's response to him. So Andrade said this. He said, "I said it to your face. If you had a problem with me and you said nothing, I won't beat your ass because I'm a professional. Don't be scared. When I say something, I name names and I'm not scared to get fired." So Andrade, I think, is like 32 years old. And then Sammy Guevara is not that far in age from him. He's like 29 going on 30. So they're not like from different baby eras. Like this isn't some type of baby boomer or Gen Xer talking to a millennial or Gen Y or whatever, Gen Z or whatever what you call it, Gen Z individual. Like this is basically two millennials talking to each other, but they have different different spectrums. Where Andrade seems to be more of the old school, like Eddie Kingston was, and Sammy Guevara kind of is more that young school, new school type attitude of not talking behind your back, and when someone gets in your face, you don't want to dish it type thing going on here. So Andrade seems to be just like Eddie Kingston. Hey, if you say something to me, we could go see about it. We could go fight, like men, dish it out and settle it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I was getting here from Andrade. So let's get to the next tweet here. So Sammy Guevara, I'll be honest, I'm reading Sammy Guevara's tweets, man. They're actually kind of funny because they're coming off very trollish. Very trollish. They're coming out very trollish. It's almost like the dude was angry and laughing at the same time while he was writing this stuff. That's the feeling that I got from him. So he was just Monday night. I wonder if Ty Conti was next to him. I know, too much business. He said, "You're a jobber, a favor hire. Be grateful, bitch." So again, he comes with the narrative that him being Ric Flair's son-in-law, Charlotte's husband, all this stuff is getting him buying the business. So that's the kind of narrative he's coming off on. So the very next morning, which was yesterday morning, Tuesday, October 4th, Andrade responded with, "Okay, I'm a liar. See you on Wednesday. So tonight, I'll tell you to your face again, and nothing you say that you do not have any problem." So that brings us to tonight. So basically, Andrade was not playing. He said, when we see each other on Wednesday, I'm going to ask you again to say this all to my face. And that's basically how the fight got started, and that's what happened during the fight. TMZ reported on it, what happened on it, and so they got into a fight. Andrade got suspended, not suspended, but he got sent home. And then this was the interesting thing. So not too long after he was sent home, he sent this. He said, "Respect me, and I'll respect you." Some people believe it was not just directed to Sammy Guevara, but anybody who gets in his face. But some people was also thinking it was to Tony Khan. And so here's my wrapping up thoughts, because I don't want to make this into a super long video, because we got other segments on AEW to cover tonight. But my thoughts on this is that, especially when you look at the Eddie Kingston fight, is that Tony Khan was probably already not in a good position with Andrade El Idolo wanting to change companies and trying to get out of his contract or whatever like that. And I think Sammy I'm starting to look at Sammy as like a company guy. I do. I think he's a company guy. We heard these stories back in the day about the guys on the Click, Hogan back in the WCW days, kind of like that politic type game. I think Tony really likes Sammy Guevara, because I'm wondering why Andrade had to go home. Now, I know Sammy was involved in this main event, but Andrade actually had a match right after Dynamite on Rampage. I think Rampage and Battle of the Belts was being taped right after Dynamite. So, and he had a match scheduled for Rampage. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is it Sammy going home as well? I know he's a part of this main event. You could have easily changed him out for any other dudes that's in JAS. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Hager or something like that. You could have definitely changed him out. So I'm like, man, so there's got to be a little bit of favoritism going on, and it might be just one of those things where I'm like, you know what? Andrade is not in good standing with Tony Khan, so I'm thinking this to me has a good. I think this might end up like CM Punk. I think that this is a good chance that this might be the good last time you see Andrade associated with AEW. I think that he will go to the WWE. I think this is a situation where the contract switch will be honored. I know Tony Khan has been out there saying, I'll pay you to sit at home before I let you out of your contract. I think that he has a built-in excuse because he could be seen as a troublemaker backstage, when we know the troublemaker is probably Sammy Guevara, because he's been involved in 2 fights already. And I think that that's what's going on here. And I'd be shocked if Andre El Idolo is still working with AEW in the future, and not with WWE, not on his way to WWE. So I'd be surprised about that. But we'll see. We'll see. This will let me know, also how much Tony Khan really likes Andre El Idolo. And I think one of the reasons why I think the Malachi Black thing happened like it did was because I think there's certain wrestlers that Tony Khan does want to keep. But then there's some wrestlers where it's just like he doesn't give a fuck about them. But I think he wants to keep Andrade so he can keep him away from Triple H and not make Triple H happy and not even make Andrade happy. He might want Andrade to sit at home and do nothing. We'll see. I think that's where it's going to become very, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting stuff, man. So, as far as the backstage politics, like I was saying, when I was talking about CM Punk about a month ago on this stuff, I definitely believed CM Punk, the guys that speak out against the company or against whatever is going on, these are the guys that will not be working for AEW in the future. It will continue to go like this. You will continue to hear the guys with the old school professional mindset leave the company, and the guys with that like new school millennial mindset, these will be the guys that's going to be working for AEW. I believe you're going to see a dramatic shift, and I think you're going to see that narrative. There's differences in the workplaces right now with WWE and AEW, man. So it's just different philosophies, man. But I do feel like 80% of that roster though is unaffected by the politics. Like as far as these type of politics, this seems like it's like the big time guys on the roster that's dealing with some of this stuff that's going on with like Tony Khan or whatever. So I don't think it's the whole roster that's got to worry about like someone like a Saraya right now. I don't think Saraya is going to have to deal with any BS. Probably at this point, as long as she's good with Britt Baker, she's probably going to be good in this situation. But go ahead and give this video a like. Hit the like button for me. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new to the zoo. Any comments I got, definitely put them below. And if you want to donate to the channel, hit the super thanks button below. But yeah, this is going to be the first video I'll put up tonight. Then I'll put up the other. We're going to cover. What are we going to cover on AEW tonight? We're going to cover. I was thinking about covering MJF. I'm not sure. I might end up skipping it because of this story here. No, you know what? I think I'm going to have to cover MJF because he might be turning babyface. And a few other things. So we'll cover all that tonight, man. I'll cover y'all. Busy wrestling weekend, but I think I'm only going to try to cover SmackDown and Extreme Rules. I thought about covering Bound for Glory and Rampage and Battle of the Belts, but I just don't know if I could do it. I'm gonna see how the AEW numbers looking, and maybe I'll cover one or two things from AEW this weekend. So we'll see what happens, man. But it's gonna be a very busy weekend. Thank you guys for watching. After news, the like.